Hello, my fellow patriots. In today's video, we're going to be talking about militias. In particular, the two that have been gracing the news as of late, the Proud Boys and the NFAC. Now, I guess I'll talk about the NFAC first. I saw a video yesterday about them, and they were holding a rally. The Grandmaster Jay, I think he's called, the leader of the entire group, was up there on the stage talking through a megaphone, and I believe he says something about having... It was hard to understand because megaphones aren't very clear, but I believe he says something about having over $1 million, and that they're going to be using that for training and vehicles and all that kind of good stuff. Well, going off the laws in many of the states, that would kind of make them a paramilitary group, not a militia. And in most all states, paramilitary groups are illegal. Now, as far as militias, it's kind of half and half as far as the states. A lot of them allow them as long as you don't properly get advanced training and weapons, and you don't have someone funding you, kind of like the NFAC. Yeah. Then they kind of declare you a paramilitary group. And those are illegal. And he got up and announced that to the public with a megaphone. Do I think anything's going to come of it? No. Of course not. Because the whole Black Lives Matter movement can get away with, well, hell, they pretty much have gotten away with murder. They sworn in a bunch of new recruits, and in order for them to do that, they were all armed. They all had the AR-15, shotguns, everything. And in order for them to be sworn in, they had to raise their guns above their heads. Now, this is a whole big group of people, and every one of them had to raise their guns up. I'm fairly certain that they were probably all loaded, and probably none of the safety was on, because they don't know anything about gun control. And they raised their guns up, and whenever they did, they pointed them straight forward ahead of them and then raised them up. Now, that meant that they pointed their guns at other people. And not just, one person. It was a whole group of people. A whole lot of people. They raised their guns up and pointed them at other people. Now, the first rule of gun safety is don't ever point your gun at anything you don't intend to kill. Treat every gun as if it's loaded, and know what's beyond your target. They just don't care. They are very, very untrained. None of them should have guns. They're just out there playing soldier, and their whole chant about Black Lives Matter, protect the black children, protect the black women. I mean, that should be your jobs. You shouldn't make it so it's better to live, just the mother and the child without the father in the house. I blame the government for that too. Because they give them big incentives, welfare, food stamps, lots and lots of assistance for everything, But they even had an accidental discharge. In the video I was watching of a guy who was there recording it, he said multiple times, that it was not related. It was not related. No. That was in the park. Everybody was here. It was not related to the NFAC. It was. It was somebody being stupid with a loaded gun, and it went off. they walk around advocating for a black America. You know, down with the white person, up with black America. It's time for black people to take over. I'm sorry to say, that's never going to happen. You know, not white supremacy kind of speak. No, it's just statistically it can't happen. They're only like 14% of the entire population, while white people are, I believe, 70 something percent. It will never happen. And I mean, even with the Black Lives Matter protests going on, if you watch them, it's mostly white people out there. And I saw a video this morning of a black man in his car getting harassed by a mob of Black Lives Matter supporters, protesters. And they beat the crap out of this dude's car. They'd run up, smash his window, run away. You know, they don't ever stick around. The guy was inside recording. I think it was his name was like Space Force USA or something like that. But there were people banging on his windows, you know, flicking him off, and these people need to be stopped. They are basically a terrorist organization. You know, Trump is trying to label the KKK as a terrorist organization. Black Lives Matter and Antifa need to be dubbed the same way. Now, once again, I'm not speaking because, you know, I'm a white guy, white supremacy, blah, blah, blah. I believe all lives matter. Everyone should be treated equally, no matter their skin color. We're all Americans in the end. Skin color should not matter. Everyone deserves an equal opportunity. But the Black Lives Matter movement has been hijacked by terrorists, I might as well say, and they need to be stopped. You know, if you can't have a peaceful protest, you know, peaceful as in just walking, marching, you know, you don't have to loot, you don't have to destroy people's property, you don't have to physically assault people, you don't have to threaten people. You don't have to walk up to people and stick a megaphone in their ear and scream at them. That's not peaceful protesting. Peaceful protesting is marching down the street, letting cars by whenever they come up, don't harass people or block their way. You know, get your message across that way. Whenever you do all this other crap, whenever you loot places, you set places on fire, you destroy people's property, then people hate you. They absolutely despise you. And then they despise your movement. They don't care about you anymore. Black Lives Matter support has plummeted. It's even lower now than it was last year before all of this even happened. All because people can't control themselves and act like civilized human beings. Everyone wants to act like a daggone rabid animal. You know, act like you have some common sense. I know it's probably hard for them, you know, but considering a lot of them have a college education, you know, it shouldn't be too hard. But, yeah, well, NFAC pretty much label themselves as a paramilitary group, which is very much illegal in almost all the states. They are advocating for a black America. They're wanting to take over. The NFAC isn't going to last long. I'm telling you, if they tried, there are many, many more militia groups that will rise up and, you know what'll happen. I don't have to describe it. YouTube will take down my video if they do. If I do. But, yeah, on to the Proud Boys. Now, the first thing that everyone says about the Proud Boys, they're white supremacists. No, they're not. They're racist. No, they're not. If anyone actually looked at them, the leader is a black guy. They have other black members. They have Latino members. They have Indian members. How was that white supremacy? And one of their, recent rallies, Nothing happened. All the Proud Boys really want to do is get together, hang out, go wave some flags, get drunk, and go home. They want to make their presence known and let it be known that, we're here and we're not going to let all this bullcrap continue to happen. But, if you leave them alone, they will leave you alone. They do not start the conflict. Antifa does. They come and they antagonize them. I watched a video of that rally that they had on the 26th of last month. And a BLM protester or Antifa went up to one of the Proud Boys and started talking crap. And then when the Proud Boy said something back to him, "Oh, you're offending me, blah, blah, blah." What? You come up and you start talking the crap first, and then when he starts talking crap back because he ain't going to take it, he's a grown-ass man, then you start crying and crying and crying and screaming assault and everything else while running away like a little crybaby you are. These people start the conflict. The Proud Boys did. Antifa always antagonizes stuff. I think it was yesterday, the day before, a group of Proud Boys were together and Antifa started throwing stuff at them. Like, literally throwing stuff at them, hitting them in the head and everything else. And, the Proud Boys they didn't really, they fought back, but they didn't pull out guns and go insane and go on a murdering spree or anything like that, like the left media would have you believe that they do. It's a smear campaign from the left. They condemn the Proud Boys for defending themselves. But yet, they don't condemn Antifa for starting the fight. Proud Boys get arrested for defending themselves and held in jail. The very few Antifa that they're able to catch before they run away get released within an hour or two of being arrested with all charges dropped. Now, tell me that isn't some bull crap. Just like that couple who brought out their guns when that big old mob of people walked through their daggone neighborhood. They literally tore down a gate in a private gated community, which is against the law. It's legally breaking and entering. So every one of those people should have been arrested for that. I don't care what they thought they were doing or if they thought they were doing the right thing. It wasn't. And these people come out with their guns because, everything you see on TV and then, everything you see on the internet and stuff, TV really doesn't show the bad stuff. But everything that they seen, they were scared. I really don't blame them for bringing out the guns. Now, I will blame them for not having proper trigger discipline. The guy with his AR-15 had his finger on the trigger and stuff. You don't do that. Always hold your finger off the trigger until you are ready to use the gun. And the woman, Jesus, that girl, Now, they said that gun was deactivated, meaning the firing pin wasn't in it or it was reversed, so it was incapable of firing. Irregardless, she should have never, ever went up and started pointing that gun at anybody. You hold the gun down at an angle. You only raise it up if you're ready to use it. You don't put it up and put it in people's face and start threatening them with it. No, you don't do that. But these people illegally broke into the property, and technically by the Castle Doctrine, I believe, they kind of actually had the right to just start shooting them. Now, I don't advocate that. You only use deadly force if it's, life or death. Which, the whole mob of people, they may have thought so. Because there was just 2 of them, and, 40 or 50 of them at least? So, I really don't blame them, but they should have just stayed in their house. They come out, and those people weren't there for them. I can understand that they didn't know that. But you just keep a close eye out on things. Keep your gun at the ready at your window. And if they start coming up on your property, yeah, then you go out. But if they continue on down the street, leave them be. Call the police. Breaking and entering, it's against the law. But, don't go out there and antagonize them. But, yeah, I seen this morning that the hashtag on Twitter for Proud Boys has been hijacked by a bunch of gay men. I'm not homophobic. That's what you want to do. Go for it. I'm not gay, but my opinion doesn't matter. It's your life. You do what you want to do. As long as you're happy, that's all that matters. Screw everyone else. But they were posting pictures of them and their partners and stuff like that, and we're the original Proud Boys and everything. And the Proud Boy leader dude, he come on there and he said they think that they're like hurting us or something. He said no. He said we're not homophobic or transphobic or anything like that. He said that doesn't hurt us at all. And one of the people wrote on Twitter that they're doing it for political purposes. Go figure. Because statistically, gay people are much, much more likely to be, Democratic, liberal than they are Republican or conservative. One of them even straight out said it, that this is for Biden, vote for Biden, and blah, blah, blah. Strictly political. People can't help themselves. They can't just let things be. And one of them even wrote that they were with their partner for 25 years, and they had to go to Canada to get married and adopt their 2 sons. No, you don't. For either one of those things. Gay marriage has been legal for quite some time. And you don't have to go out of state to adopt children. My stepdad's son is gay. He lives in California with his husband. They got married here in the U.S. They even adopted a child here many years ago. You don't have to go out of state or out of the country to get married and adopt a child. They didn't have to. So, I don't know what these people are complaining about, unless they're just lying or being overly dramatic and trying to push an agenda or something. I have no idea. But people just need to quit being so daggone political. I mean, they are. But yeah, they're trying to take over the hashtag Proud Boys for political purposes. It seems like. I don't understand the way these people think. They have to take over other people's things just to push their political agenda. I mean, I know Biden, unless you look at the polls, which aren't accurate. 2016 proved that. But Biden's losing. I guess they think that he needs all the help that he can get. But, that's probably going to be another video later on today. This one's going on for almost 20 minutes now. So, yeah. I guess I'll wrap this up. NFAC basically declared themselves a paramilitary group, which is illegal. Proud Boys are not white supremacists. Their leader is black. If they're white supremacists, they are the worst people at it. I mean, I'm telling you, if that's white supremacy, people need to look up the definition. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Stay vigilant, America. I'll see you in the next one.